Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play SimCity 4 with me, Ep-22. We've been working on Podunk, and I think that's probably where we're going to continue to work. Yeah, I think so. You may be able to hear my brand new puppy River growling in the backdrop, as she is opt to do. Yeah, blah blah. New power plants. Yeah. That. Okay, then we need to make a little bit of a gutter here. No, like that. We'll replicate that zone profile over here. So, I don't know what I was gonna say. I forget. Medium density, because there's not going to be high density commercial here. So we're moving along quite nicely. A little bit slower than my last Let's Play. Less growth. More focus on individual zones. Let's focus on whatchamacallit, on sort of rapid, intense growth. We did need some more power, right? I think that's enough for now. Let's press play and see how this growth goes. Should grow pretty good. First thing we're going to need is a whole bunch more water. And we got a hospital error, so let's fix that. Yeah, we're going to need to continually adjust that slider as well. Then we unlocked the large elementary school, which I'm going to place right there. And I'll go back to hitting play. Keeping an eye on the water. Now we have some gifts. The first one's going to be our home. I'd like both sides to have access to it, so there seems fine. Again, using these grassy areas to see how it does, if it does well. House of Worship right there. What else do we get? We got some statues. Got anything else? Okay, just the statues. Well, the statues can go behind those. That's fine. One there and one there. Alright, let's take a look and see what's going on. Take a look at this slider. That one's good. Education seems to be good. And so does health. Got a little bit of growth, so that'll change it. This will be pretty big. And we're out of water again. So we'll adjust. Doing all the normal things you do. Adjust the water. We maybe capped out on garbage. Sorta looks like it. I'm gonna let that little bit go before I start putting in some ordinances. Let's see how we're doing. Some of our industrial is doing poorly here. So you can see these guys have they're darkening out a little bit. I don't really know what to do about that. So let's see what we got here. We still got plenty of residential growth, little bit of commercial, but not a lot. So I'm gonna zone a little bit. Just a couple of commercial zones. The low wealth commercial is like a big place where most of our sims in these areas are going to be working. So it's a good idea to zone as much as you care to, or as much as you think you should. Am I at the limit of how much power I can buy? I am at the limit of how much power I can buy. So I'm going to run out of power pretty soon. And I did unlock a couple of gifts. A cemetery. I wish this wasn't 5x5. This makes it a little awkward. I guess I could put like one here and another there, and then just elongate this zone so this is a 5 area, and put something like bus stops or something in where the 5 should go. I will put the House of Worship down there. I'm not going to place the university, but we do want City Hall. And right there is fine for City Hall. So that's all of those. Spend a bit of money. Continue to adjust these sliders here, because they're important. We will need more power soon. Kind of a pain in the neck, but not too bad. And I'm going to put the statue behind there this time. And the cemetery goes right. Well, I thought I did that right, but turns out I wasn't paying attention. I want the cemetery. Which, what, disappeared? Yeah, looks like it did. Oh, no, there it is. Maybe there's like... I never understood why there's two. Maybe one's supposed to be Catholic and one's supposed to be Protestant. Putting them both beside each other's slightly comical. Yeah, it's fine there, even though I'd like to keep it centered. Radio station right there. I don't know if the radio station does anything nasty to buildings located beside it. Build a little bit more commercial, I think. This one's gonna be this. What are you doing? Oops. Hopefully that didn't do something there. Come on. There you go. So back here, I think we're just gonna put some green space. And so that looks good to me. Let that grow up. We're gonna need some more power, which I'm gonna keep forgetting about. Just my medical, and a new medical center soon. Yeah, alright, we are out of power. And as I said, there's some desirability issues from the low wealth commercial here. See if we can fix that with something like large plaza's too big, I think. Large flower garden. Playground, medium park. Sure, why not? Right there and right there. I don't think it'll make a difference, but I mean, I assume it won't. These buildings are going to become abandoned pretty quick. Yeah. So it was a good idea, but it definitely didn't last, unfortunately. And we'll have lost just a little over 3,000 high-tech industrial jobs was power. What was the issue? I'm gonna hit play and see if there's any. There should be other demand, not just for manufacturing. There is a whole bunch of manufacturing demand, though. I don't know why the dirty demand has taken such a deep dive. Might have something to do with the way my region is, or maybe the education in my region or something. One of the suggestions I got, which is actually probably a really good suggestion, I'm exporting power to New City, so I'll give them like 400 more megawatts, was to zone 4,000 high-tech industry to unlock the hydrogen plant, and that's probably a really good tip. The manufacturing doesn't want to grow in this area either. Oh, never mind. Just taking a little bit longer than normal. I may take the time to zone out all that manufacturing, and just to make sure that I take advantage of it. Mainly because it'll make the functioning in the city we're currently working on a lot easier. Doorbell. So I'm just going to zone out a little bit more. 2, 3, 4, 5. Because you want to have more jobs. More jobs, more Sims, more commercial needs. The basics of SimCity. What industrial is most useful for is industrial byproducts seem to be, the one thing that you can build in SimCity that don't necessarily need a destination. The more industrial products you have, or industrial factories you have, the more jobs you have to fill. The more jobs you have to fill, the more money your Sims have to spend. The more money your Sims have to spend, the more commercial needs you have, and that's how the basic 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 economic loop of SimCity has worked since, well, I'm pretty sure since the inception of SimCity. And the goal eventually is to reduce, I think the goal of every major city is to reduce the the industrial needs of the city and increase the commercial needs. It's sort of like the Cole's Notes version of how SimCity works. And it's been working that way for a long time. I think even SimCity 1 functioned off the same, like the original SimCity, the one for Super Nintendo, even functioned off that same idea. And we'll go back to Podunk here, since we can get power, the power that we need. I was hoping that the high-tech industry wouldn't just move out immediately, but it appears to me that that's exactly what's happening. I don't know if that has to do with, doesn't look like it has to do with garbage. Maybe air pollution. But it sucks, but who knows? Sort of is what it is right now. There's not much I can do about it. The light's turning off and on consistently. That's funny. So they had the access to build them, and now they don't. So it looks to me like I can afford to build more in this city. So we're going to have one mini. We have one little mini circle here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And one mini circle over here too. And by mini, of course, what I mean is that the actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna do this like this. Yeah, I'm gonna do it like that. That it's gonna be short. It's going to look like that. And then I'll go back to my usual 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My usual zone profile here. We're getting very close to having our industrial megacenter be trying to think of the best way to do this. Wonder if that gives me the best zone profile. I'll try it like that. I don't know. What was I talking about? What was I saying? Sound like a freaking stoner in this game. What was I? What was I talking about? But I am not super straight edge. It's just been so long since I've recorded any substantial footage. I lose track of my thoughts. I'm not used to trying to get myself back into recording. I'm getting rid of my ums and ers and ahs, since those tend to be the type of things that really bother people. Alright, connect all that up. But they're not using it anyway. Looks fancy, but as you can see, the jobs are becoming abandoned. Mostly due to pollution, I would imagine. Looks kind of goofy, but whatever that's supposed to be. So I'm brainstorming ideas for games for my next Let's Play. And I think I have a couple of games selected, so hopefully oh, I remember what I was doing that I'm doing wrong here. This is supposed to be a 2x2. Okay, I'm not gonna fix it. Jesus, right. There's supposed to be. Well, hopefully I can talk you guys into watching. God, I hate that I say that. Into watching something different than SimCity, and if not, and really bothers me, really annoys me. I have no idea why. It just does. So hopefully, Jesus, I'm going to be doing this for a long time. I think. Hopefully, we can establish a nice, like interest in a different game. If not, can't. If we can, great. But I don't know when I'll be recording that, but hopefully soon. Hopefully it's coming down the pipe here. Depending on whether or not I can record the game. I'm a little bit concerned about that with the new SimCity. Is some of the more graphically intense games are more difficult to record in the quality that I've sort of become used to putting out. Because of that, I'm not sure if I'll be able to record the new SimCity. Well, I'm hoping I can. It's definitely something that I'm thinking about, because I want to make sure that I do the new SimCity justice. Unless it sucks. If it sucks, then mainly if it sucks, then I'll play it for a little bit and then be like, this game sucks, and move on to something else. But I mean, I'm not going to be the first person to claim it sucks if it does suck. I'll give it its fair trial. I'm a little bit skeptical just based off when they say they're flattening the difficulty curve. What that means to me is they're just making the game easier. And when they say that, I tend to get a little nervous because that's what they did with like with Diablo 3. They're like, we're going to make it easier, and only recently have they been able to really address that and offer a real challenge for players like me who don't necessarily want to be spoon-fed the whole game. Which isn't to say it's a bad video game. It's not. It's just that I prefer a much more, like, a much larger challenge to my games. And who knows? I have faith in Maxis, you know. Aside from Societies, which was a total fucking disaster, Maxis has put out some, like, really exciting, interesting, and fun to play games. So I'm not super concerned that it's going to be terrible. I think it'll probably be... I don't think it'll be as challenging as some of the other SimCity games, but I definitely think it'll be a good city builder. Well, I'm hoping it will anyway. I was pretty let down when I got Cities Excel. That game was just so easy and not interesting, in my opinion. Quite boring, quite plain. Like, it feels like in that game to me, and it could just be because, 17 to 25 hours was just not enough to play it, that I should have given it a little bit longer. And that's possible. I'm not saying that it was absolutely the worst. Just saying that, like, my experience with it was that it was quite easy and boring. But I could be wrong. It's possible. Anything's possible. I just didn't like it. It just felt very easy to figure out and metagame. And I like games with a little bit more complicated metagame. It looks like the metagame will be interesting. Pardon me. There are things about it that I think will be good. So, I will not make any other judgment calls until I've played it. This is sort of how I roll. A lot of elementary students. So we've still got lots of good residential demand. And I mean, unfortunately, almost all of our factories are getting abandoned. Abandoned due to low desirability. My guess is, like, the dinner theater and the small shops are causing desirability to tank. It's entirely possible. There's still a shitload of demand, though, for it. But I mean, I literally put it here to give this place a base starting area, so if that's, like, what it is, then whatever. So I'm going to build these little, like, 2x2s like this, in the hopes that they become this type of building, because this is, or 2x4s, my bad. 2x4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we will see how it grows. I don't know if it'll be good or if it'll be bad. And then let's put down a whole bunch of commercial. Max out our max out our commercial demand. Anywho, you guys should tell me what you think of the new SimCity. What you're excited about, what you're nervous about, all that kind of stuff. Because I am the only... It sounds weird, but I don't really have any any immediate friends who are interested in city building and sim games. One of my buddies is into Dwarf Fortress a little bit, but that's pretty much it, really. My friends' interests lie in other places. Mostly FPS games, which I hate. So there's that. Poor X2X, forever alone. And I don't know, maybe you guys can tell me what you think, but like my girlfriend that I live with, I've been living with her for forever. We've been together for probably 11 years this year. She's never really she's watched a little bit of my World of Warcraft Let's Play, but none of my SimCity stuff. So you tell me what you think about that. I mean, we're not breaking up anytime soon, so it's not... Well, still good residential demand. Maybe I just fucked up in my other cities in the way I built it, and I just built it in a stupid way. It's entirely possible that I did that. Alright, so I'm feeling like... Oops. Tab by accident. Oh my god. This episode's gonna be too long. Okay, guys, I'm gonna end the video there. Just go to my region view so I give myself a nice visual break. We added almost 80,000 Sims to our region this time around. And yeah, so that's good. I hope you join me next time we play SimCity 4 when we play SimCity 4. Thanks for watching.